Okay guys, this is 3B once again. Alright, so people are asking for a lot of information for this Let's Play. Basically it's far too much to put into a single Let's Play. So I thought what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over the Tome of Wonders, and basically I'm going to highlight a few of these aspects and give you a little bit of a chat about them. For example, I know Pamin Nondis was asking about the Grey Guard, and hopefully yes, I will show you all the stats for all the units in the Grey Guard and talk about roughly when you expect to get these out, when you're likely to use them. Alright, first of all, I want to start with a request. Someone asked me to show Frostling leader attire. Okay, this is a fairly easy one. So basically, all the stuff that Frostlings get to look good. Now, I'm not talking about the units, I'm talking about the leader creation, okay? So we will go customize new, and okay, any class. The important thing is you want to get the Frostlings, okay? So start, yeah, whatever, okay. Yeah, right, okay. So some of these things are similar to what you already have in terms of, you know, head shape. So you got 3 head shapes. We'll go there, 1, 2, 3. In fact, you know what, we can zoom in. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. I personally think I like number 1 the most. Skin texture, 1, 4. So you got 3 different skin textures. Probably go with that one. It looks really angry. Skin color. How many have you got in total? 16. Right. Let's go back from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's make him really. That's kind of like what the Royal Guards look like. Skin decoration. Scars. Okay, some of these you've seen from, where is that, stubble? Has he got stubble now? That's awesome. So some of these are things that you've seen on the other leaders. Okay. 18. That's quite nice. What's that? Some sort of tattoo. Okay, this is something new. I know that. That's also something new. I believe these were talked about in one of the journals. So basically 20 onwards are all quite, okay, that is really quite freaky. Okay, so basically 20 onwards are all new things. Not 20, but that's definitely something new. So like a shrunken head thing. Interesting. What hairstyle should we go with that? Ooh, that's just weird. So that is like, there's some really weird things going on here. So your 11 hairstyles to pick. Might just go with that. So some sort of crazy shrunken thing. This, you know, I think if I had the skin decoration, I'd probably want to pick some. I'd probably choose this for a necromancer. Alright, what can we do with the eyebrows? Okay, you don't really see a huge difference there. Next we go for hair color. So where we got? We got 12 hair colors, 13, 14 hair colors. Probably go with that just because I think it's bizarre enough and interesting. What can we do with the eyes? Start from the beginning. Eyes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, accessories. Right, now accessories is probably going to be my favorite part. There is a lot of new stuff here. Okay, start with accessories 1. Well, I can't even see what that is. What is that? Whoa, that's going the wrong way around. Accessory, interesting. Accessory 1. What is accessory number 1? I'm not sure actually. I think 1 just means default here. Okay, so he's got tiara. Is that a tiara? Head brace? I don't know what you call that. Some sort of monocle, bandana. I think appropriate for a druid. Crown, which looks like Indian's crown. A halo. Eye patch. Yep, this is stuff you've seen before. Rings. Mask. Blindfolds. Another bandana. Hoods. Okay, this was brought in one of the free updates. I remember this. Just before Christmas. So, you know, that's quite a mysterious look. I do quite like rolling with that. That's new as well. The horns. I don't know if that's in the public beta, these horns. So go back to, you got horns like that, and so I mean, you know, if you were draconian, this would be quite fitting, having big ass horns like this. That works for a druid, I think. It's like a crown of twigs. Smaller one, different one. Right, this has got to be my favorite for warlords, because it just makes me think of Genghis Khan. If I'm going for like a cavalry strat, I'll typically wear this hat. This one as well, but that's quite, you know, less warlord I think, and more sort of sultan. This, I can't help but think this is a slight reference to Overlord, which, as you know, is being developed. Overlord 3 is being developed by someone else, whereas the original Overlord was a game by Triumph. Okay, so I can't help but think that this kind of helmet is sort of like a sort of nod to that, especially that there. Okay, that's a skull, because everyone likes skulls. Okay, so I think these two basically supposed to be the same thing, 31 and 32. So that's put the skull on your face, and that's all, push the skull up, like if you have to talk to someone, because I imagine having a skull there makes talking rather difficult. And you got the wolf skin, which I quite like when I'm rolling with a Frostling warlord. Same again. And some earrings there. Okay. Bone circle. And Santa's hat. Okay, now this is something new. Now, I don't think this is in the public beta, because this is Tigran related stuff, but obviously you can get it with any hero. Okay, so it's like a snake headpiece. I don't know what you call this, so if someone does, please do tell me. Similar, and now we're getting on to the funky stuff. I quite like this one. Okay, I like that one too. I think that's quite regal. That makes me think of Yaka. If you played the previous games, you'll know that. Remember Yaka, the god of fire, basically, who created the Azracs and then created the Tigrans, or Tigrans, however you want to pronounce it. But I like this headpiece. I also like that because that seems to be very Egyptian. Okay, and then this is something new. I haven't worn this one yet, but I do like it. It's some sort of weird heavy metal necromancer freaky thing. Looks uncomfortable, spiky. And then there's that. I really don't know what this is supposed to be, but I like it. And then that's the last one. I'm sure you've seen this if you've been reading the play by email log that is being done by Lena and Sickborg versus Joe Munger and Lord Theron. Yeah, I'm putting my money on the beta testers to win that one, by the way. Both good players on that side. Okay, right, I'm going to zoom out and then show you a bit more of the scenery. Okay, so this is a dank forest. Okay, but let's skip ahead and go to number 1 and start from the beginning. Right, so Frostling and a glacier ice flow here. Okay, this came up with Golden Realms. I'm sure you've seen this before. Floating, yep. Okay, these I think you've seen before. Alright. Okay, this is new. I'm not sure if this is in the public beta, by the way, but if it is, great. If it isn't, then here you go. Alright, I quite like this one, especially if I'm playing like a Tigran Necromancer. I'll have this as my background. If I'm playing as a Frostling anything, I quite like having that as my background. As you can see, some of these backgrounds are actually animated. Okay, so look, here you go. watch there, see that? That's wind flowing, not here. Okay, and here you go as well. The whole thing is animated. Okay, I'm not sure how they made this, but I think it's pretty cool. It's a nice little touch. Snow falling here. Standing in a window. Like, if you look at this does look suspiciously like the end turn button. This I predict is going to be one of the fan favorites. Okay, you got I can't remember what these things are called. They're called menhirs or dolmens or what, but basically stone tables, very sort of Celtic things. You see a lot of them in Europe, in what we now call France, Britain, Belgium, that area. There were quite a lot of these. Alright, this is one of my favorites, and I think a lot of Necromancer players are going to be using this background. Then you got this, and I think that's the last one. Oh no, there's one more. Okay, so you got snow again from Frostlings. This is a great one. Okay, now I'm trying to think what class is best suited to this, and I'm thinking probably something like a rogue, because it seems like it's like a hidden hole. Imagine it'd be full of gold that the rogue has kept away. And this I haven't seen before. That is awesome. That's definitely for a Theocrat, I'm thinking. And we're back to one. Right, posture. I'm sure you've seen all of these before. Okay, that just looks, I don't know what, seductive with that helmet. Okay, so that's the 13 postures, right? Clothes. 1, 2, 3. Alright, okay, so that was the frosting stuff. If I go back and change this into a Necromancer and then go forward, okay, they do have more clothing options, which I think are worth showing people here. Okay, so you got one there, okay, two, like a demented wizard, three, okay. Oh no, it must be the female Frostlings get something. Or am I thinking about rogues? Let's go back, have a look. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. See, female Frostlings get these really cool trousers. And they do get more options, so I wasn't going crazy. There we go, okay. Voila. Right guys, okay, so those were frosting customization options. So I'll end that as the first information let's play. Well, not really a let's play.